I'm Lizzy.
And I'm Izzy, and we need help.
Each week we stumble through a new book, method, or concept that brings us one step closer to being our best self.
Yes, we make fun of ourselves.
And others.
But mostly just ourselves. So here's to not taking self-help quite so seriously.
Welcome to We Need Help. I'm Lizzy.
And I'm Izzy, and today we need to be the bad guy.
Ooh, so bad.
Bad.
Bad. You know, we're bad. We're bad. Okay, so I wanted to do this subject because I think as women, it's very important to become comfortable with being the bad guy.
Yeah. Agreed.
And Tatiana and I were having lunch the other day, my friends and I, and we were talking about how comfortable we are with being disliked and being labeled the bad guy.
And what was the verdict like amongst the group of friends? And
Well, my friend Lena, who's a little bit more intense, she is comfortable with it because she's had to become comfortable with it. Like
Mhm.
she is, she has a big company. Like there are people who don't like her, and she's my friend Tatiana, like she really is, her instinct is to be sweet.
Mm.
And so she's very like intimidated by it.
Mm.
And it, I would say I rest kind of in the middle there, but a lot of times I think I end up being the bad guy anyway. I don't
Yeah.
love it. I don't love
Yeah.
when people don't like me.
Yeah. What's your, like, if you were to define what that means, what being a bad guy means to you, how would you define it for yourself?
It would be like being the villain in the story,
In somebody's story.
in
Not in,
somebody's story,
yeah. Okay.
mine or otherwise,
Mm.
being the bad guy is like being the one that did the wrong thing in their movie.
Mm. Yeah.
And so many, I mean, I click back, I'm like, okay, nobody is all bad and nobody is all good.
Right.
What does it mean for you to be the
I
bad
love
guy?
that you defended that. Like you defined that perfectly because that's what I think it is. It is being the villain in someone's story.
Yeah.
It is that I victimized somebody in some way. I'm the villain here. I'm the bad guy,
Yeah.
right? So I
I'm
think
the bad guy.
that's what it means exactly. I were
Yeah.
like,
You don't want to
have you seen
make me out to be a bad guy.
yeah, you've seen Scarface, right? Where he's like in the
Of
in
course.
the restaurant, he's like, bad guy coming through, bad guy coming through. He's all fucked up. I like would love to do that at some point.
Yeah. Like I'm the bad guy. It's like the worst thing you can be.
The villain in someone's story. Yeah. That's a very good definition of it. Um, when were you like the villain or when were you not able to be the villain in someone's story and how has that like hurt you in your life not being the bad guy?
I mean, do you have an extra 16 hours?
Like I picked like just like maybe a couple examples.
I mean, there are probably times when I have been, you know, is there covert rape?
There
It's
should
not.
be. Yeah,
I've
I mean,
been, I
yeah,
think I've been covertly raped because
yeah,
I'm afraid to be the bad guy.
yeah. I agree. That's where it came up for me the most is I didn't want to do it, but I did it anyway because I didn't want to be the bad guy. And I hated myself afterwards, because I'm like, what am I doing? It's going against everything that I want, but I don't want to be the bad guy.
Yeah. I don't want this person on top of me, but I don't want to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that is something that's the most malignant. Now, I have put on parties I don't want to put on. I've gotten gifts that I didn't want to get. I
Yeah.
have done things over and over. I've taken trips I don't want to take. I have said yes to so many things because I don't want to be the bad guy. And it's so annoying. I mean, I I've given thousands of dollars,
I mean, I remember,
thousands of man hours.
yeah, like going to parties and people serving food I didn't like and eating it. I
Yeah,
didn't want to be the bad. I've eaten things I didn't want to eat. Like, come on.
seriously. I have done so many things not to be the bad guy.
Oh, fuck that. I'm rebelling against this shit now.
Well, I mean,
I
I
can't do
had
it anymore.
to.
Yeah, cannot do it anymore.
I think I married somebody just so I wasn't the bad guy once. I am not kidding you. Like,
Yeah.
that's how bad guy averse I was.
Yeah.
I was terrified. Like, they don't talk about the opposite of a people pleaser enough. You're the bad guy.
Yeah.
And it's made me want to teach Scarlett how to be the bad guy.
Yeah. Have you started those lessons already? Like what do those lessons look like?
It looks like deleting somebody. It looks like blocking somebody.
Mm.
It looks like ignoring someone. It
And then
looks
being
like
comfortable
walking
with that
away.
discomfort, right? Like how do you
Yeah.
teach a child to be comfortable with discomfort? That must be a
What
tough game.
I
Yeah.
have to become comfortable with discomfort.
You have had to. So
Yeah, that's the only way.
tell me about because now you're more comfortable with being the bad guy. Or how
I
you feel about it now.
Yeah, though I will say that probably the only reason I've become so comfortable being the bad guy is because I've had to be a mama bear.
Mm, yeah.
So, like, you know, what somebody is an asshole to me, she's watching.
Mm,
Yeah. And I'm like, "Hey, watch this. Watch me
yeah.
stick up for myself.
Watch me set a boundary, girl. Yeah.
Watch me set a
Yeah.
boundary. Watch me be disliked.
Yeah.
Watch me stick up for myself. Watch me say no all the time.
Mm,
Watch me not explain myself.
yeah. So showing her that you could sit with that discomfort helps. Do you think that helps her sit with her own discomfort when that happens?
I hope so.
Yeah.
So far, so good. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
she will not, she's funny. Like, it's weird to watch a child that is not a people pleaser.
It's foreign to me.
I know. I'm
Although
like, don't you?
my friend Maria, who you know and love, her child is not a people pleaser either. It's great. Like the people pleasers, if they're aware of it, can raise daughters who are not. How fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And setting like boundaries with kindness
Yeah.
and and like not having to be an asshole.
Mm.
I'm still the bad guy,
Yeah.
but I'm not nasty. you know for instance, there was this one lady, I mean, years. This lady has just she and her children are like constantly causing issues for us.
Mm.
Now, they're not all bad, not all good, this, that, and the other thing. Just one day, I, I mean, I overheard that she was two-faced yet another time, and I just blocked her.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm
Explanation.
sorry.
Oh, or did you? Yeah.
I did not give one explanation to the lady. And still to this day, she's gone around and said, I don't know what I did.
Mm.
I'm like, listen, you talked about somebody we both don't like.
Yeah.
And then you talk to the person that we both don't like.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
So, I said, Scarlett, I'm sorry. This I've had to remove her out of my life and out of our life. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to have I there's no way you can be involved with her children.
Mm,
And Scar's fine with it. She's just like, okay, no problem.
love
Because
it.
she's not, it's just, we talk about everything, as far as principles and integrity and, what constitutes, you know, cutting someone out of your life,
Mm,
you
yeah,
know.
good.
S- So,
Mm,
being the bad guy, being the, is there a term scapegoat?
yeah, that's a term.
Yeah. Is that like, I hear the scapegoat of the family. Is that like the bad guy of the family?
You're kind of you're taking on the you take on the issues almost like or you're being blamed for the issues.
Yeah. Well, on paper, it looks like to that friend and I
Mm.
that I'm the asshole. I just left.
Yeah.
I mean, she knows what she did. I don't have to explain it to her,
Yeah.
but I'll be the bad guy, so I don't have to have her in my life.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
when have you had, okay, we know that we've basically both been raped because we can't be the bad guy. But where are some of the other places you haven't been able to be the bad guy? Or,
Just I think where it comes into play for me, not just sex, but not voicing my truth because I'm afraid to hurt somebody's feelings, or I'm afraid you won't like me, or I'm just going to go along with it to be easy because don't want to be difficult.
how many times have you had bad sex because you didn't want to be the bad guy?
Yeah, so many times. And then in work, or I haven't voiced stuff because I don't want to be difficult. I want it to be as a child, I felt responsible for the atmosphere in the home. Like if it was
Yeah.
uncomfortable in the home, I felt like I had to fix it. So that whole thing is like I don't want to be the bad guy because I want everything to be nice and easy and calm. And it's gotten me in a lot of trouble because I haven't voiced my truth. I've gone along with what is lying, like I haven't
Mm,
been honest. And then it's put me in situations where I've been just dishonest with myself. I haven't been living in my truth at all.
yeah.
And that's where I get in trouble. So in all aspects of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, like we both just saying eating food that we didn't like. I mean,
Yeah.
having bad sex.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to be the bad guy, so I didn't say anything. Like
Yeah.
how,
I'm gonna, yeah. And yeah, that's where it came up the most. I think that's where it was the most, I guess, traumatizing because you're
yeah,
agreeing to something your whole body is screaming no and you're doing it. Like that's
I know.
horrible. So, yeah.
Yeah,
But as I've gotten, we move at the speed of pain, one of my favorite
I
quotes.
know.
And as I've gotten so, I've taken a good hard look at myself and what is my part in this whole thing? And my part in this whole thing is that I'm going to have to learn to be comfortable in being the bad guy, right?
Yeah,
And for me, that comfort started coming when I was mentoring women who are in recovery. And I realized that if I'm not the bad guy, people can die.
yeah,
I do not tell them the truth. It's my life is in their life is in my hands, partly, right? And if I don't tell the truth, they could die. And that was like a big for me. Like it is my responsibility to be the bad guy sometimes. And I have been the bad guy and I've told the uncomfortable truth and I've gotten people mad at me. People have dumped me as a mentor. People have turned away, but that's okay because I'm like, okay, I,
you can sleep at night because you were,
yeah,
yeah,
honest. Yeah.
yeah,
That's where I've gotten comfortable with it. And now it's so funny because 10 years ago when I got sober and I started working with other women, I was so afraid to tell them the truth. And the lady who helped me, she's like, she told me that. She goes, people can die if you don't tell the truth. And I'm like, okay. And I started doing it. And now I'm completely comfortable. Like I really couldn't give a toss if somebody hates me or not. I'm like, it's their
yeah,
problem. I'm okay
yeah.
I'm okay with me. So
There is something to it like as you mature a little bit, you become comfortable with yourself and saying, okay, well, if I am abandoned by everyone because I am myself, then I'm not alone. I'm not lonely. I'm
Yeah.
alone.
You had that, yeah, you had that situation where you were
Yeah.
placed as the bad guy, right? You were labeled the bad guy. You
I
felt,
was labeled the bad guy. My friend group, we had basically I was you know, there was a smear campaign and not all of them, but a lot of my friends and their children who were Scarlett's friends disappeared out of our life. And I had to stand there and understand that they looked at me as the bad guy. But I knew I wasn't the bad guy. So I was like,
yeah,
you know,
you were okay with being
I
the villain
stood
in
there.
their story. You were okay with being the villain in their story.
I was okay with that because I stood in my own truth and light, where I think that, and that's a place that women also should stand really comfortably,
Yeah.
like with being misconceived.
Mm,
I, 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 I think that's okay. It says more about them than it did about me.
mm,
And since 98% of them have come and said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was wrong. Please forgive me.
yeah.
That also shouldn't have felt as good as it did, but
Yeah.
I've also been the one that had to say, I I made a mistake by getting into this relationship or into this friendship, and am I'm gonna I it's me. I don't want to be here anymore. And I am sorry. I'm sorry, you
Yeah.
know, and walk away and be the villain
Mm,
and know that I'm going to forever be the villain.
yeah.
And, I have to be comfortable with being hated by other people that either don't understand me or don't understand themselves.
Mm, yeah.
Because so many times projections are made onto people who can shoulder them. It's
Yeah.
like, if you hate yourself enough, you can't carry the load yourself. So you're going to put it on people who are
You're gonna
strong.
throw it on somebody else. You're gonna be, yeah, you need bad guys in your life so you can feel better.
You're just, well, I think it's just you can't carry the load. And I've been through it all. I've been through a lot and I'm strong and I can be hated.
Yeah.
I can carry that,
Mm, yeah.
and you can too. And it's like, the strongest women really do have to shoulder hate. So, like, look in history,
Yeah. Joan
you
of Arc.
know, all of them.
Yeah.
Anybody who's ever made waves is hated.
Mm,
I think I'll walk in with them.
yeah.
I think I want to sit with them. I don't
Yeah.
want to sit in the people that have made life so comfortable for everyone. In the meantime, being
A martyr.
a martyr.
Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. I
Oh,
mean, I don't want to do that. And I don't want Scar to do it or my nieces to do it
yeah. I mean, I know women who've stayed in relationships for years,
forever.
forever, because they didn't want to be the bad guy. Who've stayed in, I don't want to be the bad guy. Like, get out of here. You're not a martyr. Get off the cross. We need the wood.
Yeah, seriously. I've seen women like you wouldn't believe how thin they're spread because they want to be the good guy. They are so busy. Oh God, the busyness. the
Yeah.
busyness.
Yeah. Because they say yes to everything.
They have because they don't want to say no because they don't want to be
I
the
want to be
bad
the bad
guy.
guy. Yeah. We need to be the
Okay,
bad guy.
the bad guy is so underrated.
Yeah. So,
And
yeah,
when it, like there is something if you're the bad guy, respect you a little bit.
they do. They really
They're a
do.
little scared of you.
Fear is good. A little bit of fear
Yeah.
is good.
Like it just when I walk into a
You
room,
command a bit, you got some gravitas. You command a bit of
yeah.
respect. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
there's
fear
a
of God,
chance I
a
might
little bit of the fear of God in them, you know?
yeah, I am. And it's like, okay, I'm walking in and I'm not afraid to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Are you? Are you afraid to tell me the truth when it's something that's not so, not everything is positive.
Yeah.
Are you afraid to be honest? Are you afraid to like walk in truth of some sort? Like it's the whole thing, you're getting ready to go out and somebody says, "How does this look on me?" Are you going to be the bad guy or are you going to be the good guy?
I'm going to be the bad guy.
I'm going to be the bad guy and say that looks like shit on you and your one boob looks bigger than the other. I don't know how that's happening. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I'd rather have, yeah.
like you got to say like this stuff or you are actually the real bad guy.
Yeah. Should we give our listeners a challenge to try to be the bad guy like it just once a week? Like do your bad guy move. Just be the bad guy.
Just say no. Just say
I know.
no and don't explain yourself.
Right, the
Delete somebody.
explaining. The whole
Oh, the
explaining.
over.
I've stopped explaining because my mentor, she goes, Isabella, only the guilty explain. Are you guilty? And I'm like, I'm not guilty.
No.
No, I just don't want to. No is a complete sentence.
I just was reminded, and it's constant, like, trying to be the best mom for Scarlett. But like, I've never explained, like, I've explained once, like, hey, don't do that. Do this, that, and the other thing. But after I explain it once, I never explain it again
Yeah.
because she's not an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the over explaining it rubs off on people. Like if I over explain to you, then you feel as though you have to over explain to me. Like I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
If I say no, I either don't want to do it, can't do it, or whatever.
Yeah. But
Who
yeah, people
cares?
explain to lighten the blow. Like, don't just say
You're
no.
not like you're annoying.
Yeah.
Like just be the bad guy once a week. I
Bad
like
guy.
that. Let's challenge each other to be the bad guy once a week.
Amen. That's it. We can
Yeah.
do it. Good.
I mean, here's the thing. Let's just say even this, like the headache. I've got a headache because the woman doesn't want to have sex, right?
Yeah.
Just say, I don't want to have sex tonight. Instead
Try
of I
that.
have a headache.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Or for the rest of us, it's like, I want to have sex tonight.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what you want,
Yeah.
you know? I'm just saying, or no, I don't want chicken for dinner.
Yeah.
All right, not you, Jason. Don't do that.
You don't have to be the bad guy.
Jason doesn't have to be the
Guy in
bad
the
guy.
house.
Everybody else.
All
All
right.
right.
Good topic. Love it.
I love it. Let's go be bad.
Go be bad guys.
Bad. Bad. I sound like a goat. Bad.
All right. I'll
I
see you
love
next
us.
day. See you next
See you
Tuesday.
next Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining us this week on We Need to Help the podcast.
Make sure to like, subscribe, like again, our YouTube channel, our Instagram, follow us wherever you can. It really, really helps us out and ensures that you won't miss any future episodes. So, yep, thanks to you, we can keep going.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.